Hey, how you doing? Try now. Maybe it only work when I go live. Try now. Hey, how y'all doing? Still nothing? Give me your email and I can type your email down and I can give you an invitation. It normally works that way. I don't know if you're using a computer uh, or what. Let me see. Type your email and I can just copy and paste it and invite you this way. Okay. Okay. Because some people said the invitation it wouldn't let me invitate right, so I just did the links. So I'm about to send you an invitation now and see. Now I sent you an invitation. See if that works. How y'all doing today? We early. I'm just getting situated. We got a whole lot of stuff to talk about. I got two special guests that's supposed to be coming. That's so we got here early so we can get our guests on so that they can get situated. So if you got something to do, gotta use the bathroom or go grab a coffee, some donuts. It'll be a good show. But hey, how you doing? Um, hey, you want to be on today, Joy, or you want to stay right there? I'm trying to get the solution to the equation in. I sent him a link. I don't know, and I put it and I invitated him through email. I don't know if it's something with his computer or is it the link is not working. Okay. Could you do me a favor, Joy? Could you? I'm gonna put the link in. I want to see if you tap on it. Can you get in? And if you can get in, I I copied and paste what you gave me. Hello, hey, how you doing? But that's
Hey, how are you?
all right. So the link worked for you. He's saying the link is not working for him. He gave me an email. This solution to the equation. I copied and pasted the exact thing that he gave me, and he's not. I don't know. I think it's some people's systems. It's got to be their system because everybody else that I invite, like you use this. You use the copy and paste, and it works. Let me see. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna copy and paste the link again. Maybe try your What you using a desktop, Vanessa, or your phone?
I'm using my desktop.
Okay, I tried my phone and it worked. So I don't know, I'm using a Mac, and so I don't know if it's the link or if it's his computer. But I put the link in again. We'll be starting at 8 9 o'clock. We got a couple of things to talk about today, and one thing we got to talk about is these dreams. And I've been having some real lifelike dreams the last 3 days, and my head's been hurting. It's been hurting, but it's fine today. But it was pulsating for the last 2 days, right along with these dreams. And I didn't even know until I was doing my research that the government actually has people got patents on mind control with frequencies and through monitors and television screens. And there's actually a patent in the U.S. in the United States patent office for this stuff, and it's almost 30 of them. About 30 patents on this type of thing. And so my eyes doing that again. Oh dear. And so, and then they're talking about all this movement with all these different scenarios that's happening more often than not. Like all of these terrorist attacks back to back and back to back. It's almost like they want us to get used to the situation. I'm gonna try to send him an invitation again because I invitated him. Where's his email? I invitated him with his email he gave me, and save us 2012. I copied and pasted it. Let me do it again because he got some stuff he want to talk about. Let me see. There's got to be a better way to do this. Now, copy and paste his email. Hold on for a second. Yes.
Hey, E-Man.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Kanye West and the Rodney King Mandela effect?
I seen the Rodney King one. I ain't seen I didn't see the Kanye West. I didn't see that one, but I seen the Rodney King.
Yeah, so I distinctly remember Kanye West saying George Bush hates black people. Now if you look at the same clip, he says George Bush doesn't like black people. And if you Google it, there's countless residue links saying George Bush hates black people, but in the video itself, he says George Bush doesn't like black people.
Now I sent. Hold on for a second, Vanessa. I sent that invitation to you again. Save us 2012. Either something. I wish I can do it another way. Let me see something. I'm not going nowhere. I'm just see if I can do it on my Safari browser because I tried to do it on the Chrome browser. Let me see if I do the invitation on the Safari browser. Would it work? Because it's not going through. He said he's not getting it, and I don't know what's the recourse. What am I looking for? Oh, YouTube. Yeah. And so my computer shouldn't be lagging. But no, I ain't gonna be able to do it. Let me see. I'm not gonna be able to do it because I'm already on. I'm not gonna be able to do it on my Safari. That's just gonna open up another. That's gonna open up another. I don't know. I have no idea what to tell you. I gave you the invitation twice, and I emailed it. Let me email this link to your email and see what happens. Let me link that. Let me see. Yeah, Vanessa, talk about whatever you want to talk about for a second. I'm gonna try to email him directly.
Okay. So I wanted to know, like, what's your memory of that? Was it you remember George Bush hates black people?
Well, I remember. I really, like I said, I didn't on the Kanye West one. I didn't really pay attention to Kanye West because they say he had a problem, but I listen to him a little bit more because he trying to warn us or trying to tell people what's going on. Like his last concert, where they say that he had an issue with his mental issue. Now that was just the self-conscious or his psyche trying to tell us what's going on.
think a lot of people, with this whole Mandela effect thing, people just find it a lot easier to label them as, crazy, or you're just forgetting, or just whatever label they could slap on them so they don't have to deal with this.
No wonder why. You gave me a link to an email that says it's not an email. Cause I'm looking at I'm trying to email you directly, and save to us.2012@gmail.com is not an email. It's saying it's not an email, so you might have typed it wrong. Try to type it or check it, cause that's not an email. It's because it's telling me warning. It don't appear that this is a valid email address. Okay, so yeah, and so like I said, people had to realize that that some of these, because I was watching a couple of videos where some of these reporters seem like they freeze up, and so I don't know if they're cloned or I don't know if they programmed, but it's a whole lot of moving parts that's happening right now, especially with frequencies and like I was saying, I was taking my wife to work, and I seen the same, expressways normally use the same exact signs for all the expressway in that city. And so I was just driving, and every mile or so, the font kept changing. The T's kept changing. One sign that had a T with a straight line, and then a mile down they have a T with a curl at the end. And so I don't know if that's because we are in separate. Hey. I don't know if we're in separate times, like like the time zone. It's something like similar to the time zone. You know how everybody in different time zones, and so maybe we are all in different phases of this Mandela effect, and so not only some people can't see it, but it haven't happened to them yet. It's almost like a delay.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I've been hearing about people saying that Fruit Loops changed for them years ago, but I mean, for me personally, I was walking down the aisle. This was like maybe a couple months prior to even hearing about what the Mandela effect even was. I discovered it like last year. I was walking down the cereal aisle and I saw Fruit Loops,
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Russian man?
and I thought to myself, oh, they changed the logo. It looks stupid. They should change it back. But come to find out, it's always been that way. And then, a couple months later, that's when I discovered the Emmy.
Yeah, man. And that's how it is with me. It happened with an illness for me. I'm one of them investigators. You can't can't nothing happen to me without me finding out all about it. And so one time I had got sick, not sick, but I got hoarse, and I ain't never been hoarse a day in my life. And somebody said, well, maybe it's your age. I understand that, but I was hoarse for about 4 weeks, and you don't stay hoarse for no 4 weeks. And so I started researching, and I came across chemtrails, and that's when Prince had got sick and went to the hospital, and that led me to the Mandela effect. And when I first seen it, it wasn't even. I didn't even have to convince myself, because I'm one of them people. I know the government doing a whole lot of stuff behind the scenes that they don't tell people anyway. I know I've been like that ever since. My auntie told me about Area 51 and the spaceship that they had recovered years ago, and it was metal that couldn't be bent. See, I knew something. They don't tell us everything anyway, so it wasn't really hard for me to grasp that something was going on. It was just I was in more of I didn't understand that it was going to ever happen in my lifetime. You know, because even the Bible gives you warning of these things. And I'm thinking, you know, my pastor always talking about we at the end time. And I think, well, that's just a way to scare you to get saved or get you on the right path. I didn't know that was actually going to be actually in my time of the stuff starting to happen. And so what I started saying to people is I might not know the time of the day, but I know we in the fourth quarter. I don't know what part of the fourth quarter. I don't know if we in the latter part or in the beginning, but I know we playing ball.
Well, I never would have, like, I'm just like you. I never ever would have imagined that this would have happened in my lifetime. And I try to be patient with people who are you know, in denial, but it's just kind of hard. That's why I'm so glad we have, you know, this avenue to be able to connect with people who are experiencing the same things. Like, I've tried talking to my family about this, and maybe we're just on different frequencies. What has been the reaction of your family members when you bring up the ME to them?
Now, my family members, they think I'm wise anyway, so they'll hear me. They'll go over their head, but they'll hear me. And then you have some people, like my cousin yesterday, I was talking, and she said, I don't want to know if something going on. And she said, because if I just want to die, if something falls out of the sky, don't let me know. Just let me be shocked. Let it just happen, because if I know, I'm going to get paranoid. And I think that's the sentiment with most people. They don't want to know something happening because they don't want to panic. And so they rather be in denial and let it just happen than because I know we can't do anything, but like I tell people, I'd rather be prepared if somebody about to push me than just walking and don't know, and they push me and I bust my head. And see, so I'd rather be prepared. But and I tell people, I know we can't maybe stop it because we don't let the genie out the bottle, and it's been out the bottle for so long. And so, even if we stop Switzerland, they building one in China that's bigger than Switzerland, and then they got 30,000 more around the country that's smaller, and so they're all working in unison, and you know, um, they already said that and see, people don't even believe what they hear. Even the scientists telling you this. The scientists just did a report saying that we had a kind of light in space where it looked like timelines or universes have merged with one another. So they even tell you, but people don't want to hear the truth, even if it's coming from the horse's mouth. So it's almost like you got to say, well, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, and like you said, I feel like the changes themselves.
Solution. Try it on your phone or something, because the email you gave me, my Windows is saying that it don't appear to be an email. So try the link on your phone. I don't know if you try to use your computer, but log into your smartphone if you got one and try it, because Vanessa got in, and then other people always get in when they use the link that I post. And so I'm posting it again. I'm gonna copy and paste it again, because I think you got something good to say, and I want to hear what you got to say. As long as you ain't cussing and doing no profanity, you know, because I can't take that on this channel. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna do it again. Okay, yeah, and so that's what I've noticed. You know, my family member, they at this point where, well, they can't do nothing about it, so they ain't going to worry about it. You know, if it happened, it happened. And I know you want to live your life. You don't want to go in the bubble. You don't want to go in the shell and just be afraid. And this ain't the purpose to give fear. I tell people, this is not the purpose of my channel to give fear. It's to get you aware of your surroundings and prepare for whatever. You know, if something about to happen, I know I got 9 bottles of water. You know, and the water might not help, but it's better to be prepared than anything else.
I think that we can't do anything about the changes themselves, like stuff physically changing, but I feel like we can't control what's going on outside of us, but we always have full control of how we react to a situation.
Yeah. And so I was telling somebody else I was talking to the other day that was on the, I think he was on there with us. He said, um, we want to think positive, and I always think positive. I try to think positive about everything, but when something sinister is happening, I try to tell the truth. I'm not gonna water it down, say everything is gravy. If my foot hurt, my foot hurt. I ain't gonna say my foot feel good and it hurt. And so sometimes you have to tell the truth. Even if to your hurt, you gotta tell the truth because that old saying, "The truth shall set you free." And so, I don't like to tell fibs on my. I'm sounding like I'm in grammar school now. Fibs. I don't like to tell lies on my channel. Like I think I had a misunderstanding with a guy about something, and I told it to the whole world. Look, whatever it is, man, I'm sorry. Can you forgive me? Everybody make mistakes, or like I tell them, I'm not in this for fame, fortune. I'm in this to give information out, and the hangout is mostly for us to express one another and hang out with one another. Get some off our chest. Be with like-minded people. Because like you say, we can't go to our families. They don't want to talk about it. And sometimes you just want to talk about it.
Yeah, like so with my older sister, I sit down with her and I start going through and asking her all the questions without even mentioning the ME before I could get to the point where I'm like, there's a name for this phenomenon. She says to me the discrepancy in her memory is starting to scare her. So, I mean, at that point, I just kind of end the conversation. I didn't go any further with my mom. I tell her about it. I get her on board. She agrees that, there were 4 people in the car for JFK. Sally Fields was indeed Sally Fields. So I tell her, when you get a chance, look up the Mandela effect on YouTube. Next time I see her, ask her, hey, did you ever look that up on YouTube? She says, yes, shakes her head, and basically tells me it's not healthy to look up that kind of stuff. And that was the end of it.
Well, yeah, that's what everybody say. Because I understand what they're doing. They try to put a defense mechanism between them and reality so they don't have to face it. They don't have to face it because they don't want to. If you really go deep into this, you could, if you are not in a mental state, go crazy because you're like, wait a minute, hold on. But you have to be in that place where you are able to process it. And just like pastors, I understand why pastors don't want to just blatantly go out to the whole congregation and say, our Bibles have changed. Because that'll make some people go, what? Where's the Lord? What is he doing? And they probably started, denouncing God. And so they had to walk a thin line. They got to not deny, but do it with delicacy. And they got to find a way to tell about the revelation and the prophecies and what's to come, and then start breaking it down so that they can understand before you just tell them. Because some people don't understand what the Bible says, and a lot of people never taught the Bible right. They just talk at the Bible. And I tell people that all the time, I don't know what these pastors doing. Are they just teaching what they read, or do they know what they read and then teaching it? Anybody can read a sentence and make an observation of what that sentence is, but do you know what that sentence is before as you read it and understand it? Are you just taking and explaining what you're seeing? And so I think that's what happened, because I didn't even know Daniel had talked about the devil's going to think about wearing out the saints, and he's going to think about changing laws and times. And then it says and it's going to be given to him for times and dividings of time. Let me see if I can find that, because I want people. I don't want to just to be saying it. They be like, I know that's there. And so,
I think it does take a certain kind of person to be in the mindset of accepting it. Like, the only person I can talk to in my family is my 20-year-old niece. She actually brought it up to me when I mentioned that the Scarecrow had a gun in the Wizard of Oz. But she tells me the same thing. You know, she tells me that most people don't want to hear. She says she brought it up to her dad, my ex-step brother-in-law, and he just won't listen. So I don't really talk to my family about it anymore.
And you know what? It's not a good. It's a good thing, but I think they're not ready. They're not ready. It's almost like you got to give it to them like a baby. You got to give them portions, just a little bit tiny. Come back, and it's almost like they're not ready for the meat. They're just ready for them. And some people just don't want none. They just want you to just go ahead and do you. Yeah,
and that all ties. Sorry, that all ties into, I think, frequencies. Like, we're all on different frequency levels.
Yeah, you know, and when I think I gave that analogy about a month ago on somebody else's channel. And that's what they're using. They're using frequencies. That's why you can receive a headache, and I think because we keeping ourselves updated, it's harder to accept what they're trying to overlay. Let me see. I'm gonna do a screen share. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna do a screen share. I'm gonna share this. Oh Lord, all of this stuff. How can I do it without doing that? All right. Do y'all see that? Do you see the scripture, or do you still see all that other stuff?
I see it.
Okay. Yeah, you see Daniel 7:24? It says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. Now watch this. This is where you got to get it. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times with an S and dividings of time. Do you see people? They read the word. The word is showing you and telling you exactly what we're going through. And so that's why I tell people, you can say the Bible ain't true and all that, but why is the Bible study fulfilling itself? It already knew that this was going to happen. That's happening.
Well, let me ask you, do you think that CERN is the main cause of the Emmy, or could there be other causes?
You know, this is what I believe. I believe because I'm trying to see how you turn it off now. Oh, I don't turn it on, but do I turn it off? Let's see. Stop. Okay. All right. This is what I think is happening. Because they worship if you look at CERN's facility, they have the Sheba statue, and that's a destroyer. And so they are worshiping their God, which is Lucifer. And I believe through that worship, he gave them the information or knowledge on how to build a machine. Because they had the machine, but they couldn't get nothing out of it until he gave them an exact frequency, the exact tools that they needed to activate it. And once he gave them the activation, he know the word just like we know the word. And so he's just fulfilling what's already been told. And so they using that to bring in demonic entities, evilness. If you look around the world, everybody is angry. My son right now is angry, and I don't even know where it's come from. Everybody said, well, he a 15-year-old. No, this was not this way. And when I found this video on
Amen.
hello,
Amen.
hello.
Can you hear me, man?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing, Neil?
Is my voice clear enough?
You sound like a computer.
Okay. All right. So this is the solution to the equation. Welcome to the E-Man chat. Thank you again for inviting me. I had to switch accounts for some reason. My other account, the solution to the equation account, didn't let me in. So I'm very pleased to be here now, and we have a ton of information to talk about today, including the Mandela effect, Chicago stuff, and more that I prepared just for you, E-Man.
Yeah. Okay, let me get this off my chest for a second. I'll give you a second. And so
All right.
And so that's why I was gonna ask you to have YouTube block your channel, because I think if they block you, they don't want nothing to do with your email to go through. I think that's what's probably going on. But like I said,
All right.
you know, this phenomenon about my son just happened overnight. Now I know he just went to high school and maybe that had something to do with it, but it's like when I found that pattern of them able to put pictures on the screen and cause reactions that you don't even be aware of. You just like sitting there and you don't know you receiving this information, and they just programming into your head and your psyche, and some people going nuts, and you be like, what? I don't recognize that person. That's because they're messing with their psyche. And so go ahead, solution on what you got for me.
All right. So thanks again. I just first want to say that I'm so excited about your channel. It's all about having fun, dispelling hate and negativity with joy, laughter, and unconditional love.
Yeah.
You're a good man.
Thank you,
Superman.
sir.
Man of Steel.
Yes, sir.
E-Man.
Yes,
Man
sir.
of Muse. Well, you know what they always say. Well,
Yeah.
actually, let me backtrack a bit. So when I found your channel, E-Man, I could see that you've been eating from the tree of knowledge like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yes,
Ain't
sir.
that right? And I just want to say you have a lot of potential for sharing this information to the world. And I've been waiting a long time to see an opening, like a crack, so to speak, in the system where I could be able to share the information that I also have with like-minded people like yourself.
Yes, sir.
And now the opportunity has come. So I just want to say it's like you're a diamond in the rough, you know? You're an unorthodox, under the radar type of blip, so to speak. Most people don't expect this information to come from someone like you.
Yeah, I know.
Who looks like you, who sounds like you. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel
So
you.
you're like the least expected source of truth.
Yeah.
And I see value in them. Because you can get under their radar, so to speak, and really start helping people. Because they don't expect it to come from someone like you.
Let me tell you something. This is where I come to it. Because of this situation, and because I know time is not stagnant, and because I know the Bible, I don't fear man. I really don't. God says, don't worry about who can kill the body, but who can kill the soul. And the devil gonna do what he do anyway. There's gonna become a point of time when that's gonna happen, and when the real saints show up, that's when you are able to take one for God. And I'm at that point. They can do what they want to do to me because I know where I'm going. Because I'd rather be in glory than go through what's about to happen anyway.
Well, let me ask you, could it be that the underlying thing behind the Mandela effect is something more spiritual?
Yeah, some of it is. Some of it's a war. It's a war. It's been a war. We just been on the other side of the coin, and now the coin has been flipped. We've been on the good side of the coin. Now the other side of the coin is beginning to shine itself. See, that's where the Antichrist come from. The reason why he's called Antichrist because he got to get his, he got to have his way.
Oh wait, hold on, E-Man. I got to stop you right there. There's some really important information I want to share with you, and it's also about the Bible.
Go ahead.
Do I have your permission to speak?
Yeah, as long as you do it the right way.
So, oh yeah, absolutely. I respect you completely. I see you as a brother, and I want to help you as much as I can. So I want to reiterate one of the comments that you made in one of your last messages. You mentioned, I do have the power to do that much in regards to ejecting unruly people who come into the chat. And that really hit a tone in me because you have the power to do so much more.
Uh-huh. Oh, you was watching that video. Oh, okay, I got you.
So you said you also mentioned you got to be at the show if you want to know. And I'm here now to tell you that you have to enter into somebody's world first in order to lead them out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
and I get that. I get that very. I
want to ask you. I want to ask everyone in the chat, in the vocal chat, and of course, E-Man himself. How do you really feel submitting and giving your power away to an invisible force that you call Christ or God or Jesus? Or how do you really feel? I want you to really think about that right now.
Well, see, this
as far as it relates to the ME, you mean?
I mean, I think he's talking about the jail. And I'm gonna tell you this. The reason why I serve God because I know Him personally. It's not an invisible force when you know Him personally. When you don't know Him personally, you go off of emotions. You go off of driven things that church may do with the music or what have you. But when you get a personal relationship, the doubt of who He is begins to fade. When you don't have a personal relationship, you're just going off everybody else's experience, or you're going off of a feeling. See, once you get a relationship, He begins to express things to you and begin to deal with you in certain ways that can't be explained. And I'm going to tell you a perfect example of that. I've never been a person that played with God. You know, I've been in church all my life, literally. My dad was playing the church. Now, I started on my own at 19. Now, mind you, I didn't play with God, so I never spoke in tongues. Everybody around me was speaking in tongues. They was making all that noise. And I said, I will not speak in tongues unless it's really coming from God. I'm not going to be situated because somebody else is doing it. And so one day I was at a minister's house and we was praying. And I was praying. And all of a sudden I could hear a voice. And now, you know, you got three people in there praying, you didn't recognize everybody's voice. And all of a sudden now I'm hearing this foreign voice. And I'm still saying, thank you, Jesus. That's all I'm saying, thank you, Jesus. Next thing you know, I'm hearing something else. And I'm saying, thank you, Jesus. I'm still wondering where it's coming from. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at them, looking at me, and it's coming from me. And I'm trying to shut it down because I don't know what is this. And so I couldn't shut it down. It was flowing through me like water. And I didn't know. See, this is what I tell people. When you can recite the tongues and know what you're talking about, it ain't coming from God. It's coming from you. Because you done memorized it, you done edited other people's stuff. This, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know what these words was. I didn't know what I was saying. And it happened. Now, a lot of people say, well, you was under the spirit. What I felt is nothing. I just spoke it. I didn't feel nothing. It wasn't a feeling. It wasn't a tingle in my toe. It just happened. And so me getting that relationship and ask me how many times have I did it after that? 3 times. And it's been 7 years. Not because I didn't want it. It's because I don't play with God. And when you don't play with God and you're serious with God, that's when you get the reaction. When you're playing with God and all this and just going to church, just giving the tithe and just letting it be a hotel instead of a hospital, y'all just coming there to get y'all party on and coming into a club, that then you ain't got no relationship. When you get a relationship, you wanna make a church a hospital so sick people can come in and get healed and go out and get other sick people.
I still can't believe that your church. Sorry, I still can't believe that your church called you crazy when you were pointing out Mandela effect changes.
I'm gonna tell you, that's just because of frequency. I believe that because their leader got switched into the frequency where he didn't see or he can't see, some people actually got switched to the other frequency. So to them, it's always been this way. And that's why God said divides of time. I think that's what's happening. It's not some people not just ignorant, it's just because they have been switched over to the other timeline. Like the scientist said,
I gotta stop you right there, even. I'm sorry. There's a break in the information that you're sharing.
Okay, what's the break?
I imagine that you can't speak about God in the church and also then start talking about dimensions and frequencies.
Why not?
I think it's more like you might want to keep your eyes open on that one.
Before you got on, I showed her the Bible verse that says it. And see, what you don't understand, parallel universes and frequencies and dimensions has always been in the Bible. We just pass over it. It's always been there. You just don't read it. Let me explain to you where it comes from. You remember when God said the angels of God was sleeping with the daughters of men? That was angels that we can't really have. They're entities that we can't see. But in one period of time, they was visible. They was on the same spectrum. That's why a lot of people always say the veil, God put a veil, God blocked that. And that's what these people trying to do. They trying to uncover the veil. They trying to open this tunnel back up that's been closed for centuries.
Wait. But if God moved the veil, then why is people trying to undo the veil if it's God's work?
Because see, this and I discussed this alone in the last thing I was in about two things ago. When I read the Bible, I read it for myself. I don't read what people tell me or study what people tell me. I use my brain. What happened was in the beginning, God said he created male and female. And then he said, let us make man in our image. And the next sentence down, he said, but he created them in his own image. He excluded.
Right. So I'm gonna have to slow you down right there, man. I'm sorry. I do respect you, but I do want to mention to you that it really did hurt me to hear about what happened to you at your church. After 16 years of dedication, loyalty, and commitment, they called you a cuckoo. After offering numerous free products and services to them under your own kindness and love, you played the keyboard for them. You bought the stationery for them. They rejected you.
Well, God says that. God said that the many gonna reject you.
How did these so-called good Samaritans of people reject such an amazingly beautiful man like you? It's about time for you to take that red pill, my friend. It ain't gonna fill you up, but it will help you liberate yourself.
I mean, and like, I don't have no ill will.
It must be done for yourself.
Let me explain to you. This is when you know you got God's love. The same church that wasn't the whole church. It was just the first lady, and that's the head, and so almost, and so even in that, I done went back over there, helped them set up the audio equipment. I went to the pastor's house and helped him with his computer. See, because I know it ain't them. I know. See, that's when you do what God said. If they step on your right feet, give them your left feet. And he says, love unconditionally. And so I can't, if I don't do what God say and just say, well, skip them, let them all go over the cliff. I don't want to talk to them. Then I'm just like them. See, everybody, and when we become that way and we care about other folks, even though they might not seem to be in our good interest, that's when you're showing God's love. See, because God, he has mercy on us every day, even though we slap him in his face all the time. And so,
let me slow you down right there, you mean? I want to point out some of the words you were mentioning about God, including unconditional and mercy. And I believe I heard one time you mentioned that you've been bathed in the blood of something, or of some entity that you call God. How does that really make you feel? When I think of that, I think of a horror movie. And when I think of like things like going to hell and eternal damnation, that doesn't sound like a God or an individual who loves unconditionally and wants you to do so as well.
When sometimes,
how do you feel about them?
Let me explain to you this. Sometimes we use metaphors for things that, if you don't understand it, it's hard to grasp. When we say bathed in his blood, or we feel like we has been sanctified by his blood. See, when he died on the cross, he was a sacrifice. See, in the Old Testament, they used to do sacrifices with animals for their sins, and he came down and did all the sacrifices.
Hold on, you man. In the old times, they also did sacrifices in the ancient Native American cultures of South America and in Egypt and in other areas around the world to their same gods as well. Animal sacrifices, human sacrifices, and they were offered blood, particularly the blood that was filled with hormones of people who died in fear.
Now,
their gods,
I don't know where you take
their gods fed off of this blood.
I don't know where you're taking this, but I'm gonna tell you this, and
there are parallels.
That's
where I'm taking it.
I'm gonna give you
this. I need to let you know that it's not just the Bible. It's all over the world. The same information that you're telling me.
What I'm saying is, see, what people don't realize, just like I was telling another show, all of this was once one. We just take pieces. People take the pieces that they want and eat off of it, and then they situate their own religion around it. But everybody is basically doing exactly the same thing. But because you do the same thing, some pieces are missing. They come jagged because you can take and do the same thing I'm doing, but you can add some of your stuff to make the original thing that I made wrong because you added your own little spin to it. See, so when all of this is all connected, but other people took it in a sinister way, or some people took it in a positive way. Some people try to make money off of it, try to build their own cults, and so that's why I think people take religion and say it's just a game or it's just a fab. But this is what I tell folks, and I'm gonna just tell you this. This is where the rubber meets the road. If it isn't a God, and the God that I serve is phony, I didn't get no bad benefits out of serving. Did nothing negative that I did to serve him come to me. Now, if it is a God, and I was one of them that didn't want to believe in a God, and I just said, skip it, this is just life, and this is how it goes, and it is a God, what punishment would I receive? See, me believing in God and it ain't a God.
What you just said,
and nothing gonna happen. I just believed in something that just was a fairy tale. But if I don't believe in it and it is a God, that's when the problem hits the fan. Because now I have a duty or a punishment that's relayed by the God that I didn't believe in. That's going to happen.
Gotcha. Now I just caught on to what your motives, not your motives, but your energy is coming from. Your dedication to your God is out of fear.
No.
You don't want to be punished.
Wrong now.
You won't want to go to hell for eternal damnation and all that.
Well.
In case you're wrong and decide not to.
God
give your power away to it.
God say, yeah, he said he's a jealous God, and he said he's the one that does everything. So
why would a being of such high power have human emotions like jealousy and anger, and I'm gonna rain down the fire on you and you're gonna burn? Okay, so what I'm really trying to get at is, hold on, you man. You need to use discretion, discernment, your instinct, intuition, and awareness in all things, not just the Bible, not just the media, but everything. I just want to open your eyes to that, man.
No, I feel you. I mean, I'm not saying. Let me tell you, I don't disagree with people that says that they don't understand. Of course, because if I was on that side of the fence, I couldn't understand. It's just like the Mandela effect. I can see why people don't understand the Mandela effect. I can see it. I mean, so
I understand it
because the people point.
Oh yeah, that's right. We need to talk about the Mandela effect as well.
Yeah, that would be nice.
All right, so man, we need to cut it down on the religion stuff.
Hey,
I think we shared enough.
You can't take me to a place that I can defend. Go ahead.
All right. So I did come here to give you information about Chicago and the Mandela effect as well.
Go ahead.
Number one thing that I want to let you know about the Mandela effect that I've seen is that the French community obsession over them is a distraction meant to send everybody barking up the wrong tree. If enough people catch on, they may eventually lead to them using it. I'm talking about the powers that be as another tool of deception or a psyop in the mainstream. If this Mandela effect hits the mainstream, then you know what that means.
Well, no, they don't want it to hit the mainstream. They don't want this to be known. Trust me, they don't want. That's why they're making all of these steps to censor. That's why they gave our internet to the United Nations. They don't want it to be seen. That's why they're shutting down channels. The devil he like to do things sneaky. He don't want to be seen. He don't want the light to be showing on him. So the mainstream media know it, but they've been told not to talk about it. Because I was watching, I was listening to the sports show, 1000, ESPN 1000, and the man must have came across the Mandela effect because he was like, now I know this don't supposed to be this way, and they say, hey, you know you're gonna get in trouble. He was like, but how? He was like, we're gonna shut that down. And so they know, but they told not to say nothing. So don't think that they don't know. It's just the people that runs the stream don't want everybody to know. Because when everybody know, then they gotta give an account to it. See, that's why they did, I don't know if you've been around that long, but that's why they did a report on the 22nd of February. They came out, CERN came out and said on the media, on MSNBC, that this phenomenon that's going around called the Mandela effect, that CERN said that they not messing with time and opening portals. And so that's just the way.
It's all still a distraction, man.
Right. All of it is distraction.
Really knows what's really happening.
All of this all of these protesters, all of these suicide bombs. See, they can control you when you got fear, and that's in anything. That's in religion.
Sounds like the God that you worship.
And wait, no, I'm just saying.
He's controlling out of fear.
That's in everything. Government, God, Hawaii, or whoever you want to say, they can control with fear. Because when you got fear, you want somebody to protect you. And so if they get us afraid, and so that's why this military stuff is going on across the nation, is because something is about to take place. And they want everything in place so they can shut everything down when they feel like it.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I saw you talking, or you know what, my stream's kind of slow. I saw you talking, but no sound was coming. I thought I was interrupting, but I was gonna say, you know, you hit the nail on the head when you're talking about how with fear, it's a way to control people. And I'm just like everyone else. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I'm starting to think that CERN would love to take all of the credit for the ME so they can try to scare people. That's evident with the guy with the ME bond signed around his neck. I think that there may be a spiritual cause for the ME that CERN is privy to. And I think possibility that these elite scientists know that the earth was due to start having these kinds of shifts naturally, so they went out of their way to tinker with it by, you know, changing the Bibles, changing some logos, so it will look like they're the main source of the Mandela effect to try to scare people, because with fear comes control.
Yeah. And so don't get me wrong. I mean, I can understand the purpose of why they would do it, or what's the reason behind it. Because if they get all the control, they dictate what everything goes on. But it's going to be a coming time. That's why they making these FID chips. Have you noticed that everything is becoming wireless? You know, you can't, a bank don't even want to take your money for a car note or a house note if you don't have a checking account no more. So everything is becoming digital anyway. And so that's the way to get us all plugged in. And once they get us plugged in, then we messed up. And so they try to move real fast with this artificial intelligence. I noticed. I think I told
about Chicago.
I think I said this earlier, that I was riding down the street of Chicago, and I seen a billboard with a robot talking about thinking your smartphone is smart. Come and visit us.
So I want to mention to you, man, about Chicago and the information I found out about that city you live in.
Go ahead.
First up, I want to say you are a very strong man to keep living there after all of these years and under all of the absolute craziness that happens in Chicago. So I want to tell you that Chicago, from my research in the Illinois Indians, is an area with blackened ley lines. There's a historical record of extremely negative events in that area, including serial killers and etc.
Well,
you know it as the murder capital of the U.S.
I can believe it.
Right?
I can believe it. Because
and
that's all negative energy is surround the city. I can believe it.
So in the area south of the Loop, it's like an actual war zone. Stray bullets galore. Every year, someone died. Or every day almost, someone died.
I mean that's because of, I believe this is the narrative that they want anyway. That they want everybody to fight each other. They want division. And that's just all across the country, even though Chicago is the headliner. But you see places like Detroit, New York, you know, they not that far behind. And so that's the narrative. They want us to be like animals. They want us to kill one another. They want us to do this. And I don't know. I know black people. I know for a fact they want us to kill, and we doing it just well. They don't need. That's why they haven't sent the they haven't sent no help to get these people jobs or get them something better else to do, and help the young people learn how to better use their time, and it's just that's how it's all set up. And just like I was telling you earlier, all of this is in the Bible. Everything that we're talking about is in the Bible. We talk about the kids was going to go against the mothers and fathers, and it talks about people going to increase in knowledge. And see, that's why when people try to denounce the word or the God, I tell them, well, how is the word still fulfilling itself if it's all negative or not right? And so, and I know the Mandela effect is a very important part in our history right now, and that's the purpose of us giving.
And I need to slow you down, E-Man, because I still want to keep this information fresh, which involves using discretion and discernment in regards to the Mandela effect. They may try to normalize it, like you mentioned in your previous videos about the terrorism situation. They're already testing it out, like with that Sinbad genie situation and the Monopoly Monaco situation. You heard about them?
Oh yeah, no, that genie thing. They poke
They started making fun of people. Yeah.
Like it's a gag.
Yeah.
Like it's a fun thing.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, already hiccups can be seen and heard that they're going to try and turn this on the people. Do you know about the term plausible deniability?
Oh yeah, they're gonna deny, of course.
Well, I think that's why
with the Mandela effect, they have a even worse reason. The potential for abuse is incomprehensible. Because now everyone's starting to believe, oh, I'm in a new dimension. Oh, and he's in a separate dimension. Oh, I'm sorry, it didn't happen for you. You must be special. Doesn't it feel so good to be special? Here, buy this product. It'll help you with your sad feelings and all that. They're gonna probably try to mainstream it, turn it against you, make it normal, and then now people are gonna have no more plausible deniability.
Well, you know, I think they're starting that now. They're starting that now. They're beginning to push the narratives everywhere. You can see in the new movies that's coming out. You can see in the old cartoons. Everything on Netflix. Netflix is not what it was. When I ordered Netflix years ago when they had the DVDs, I don't know if anybody remember that. I used to get 2 and 3 DVDs in the mail. That's what I liked it about, because they was about getting movies and all that from the show and all that. Now Netflix is making their own stuff. You can't find nothing that's in mainstream far as regular movies on Netflix hardly no more. Everything.
Wait, hold on, E-Man. I need to address some of the people in the comment section now. They're getting paranoid. No, I'm not CIA. I was born and raised in the projects. Stray bullets everywhere. I saw gang members thrown out of windows of 16-story high rises. E-Man knows about this.
Oh, you sound like you're from State Street.
Cottage Grove, baby. Here we go.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But yeah, and I made it out of that life, and now I'm retired. I'm probably the world's only no-fap, MGTOW, monk mode millionaire. But the idea behind all of this is being born in such a horrible state and area. It's not normal, nor is it meant to be, I would say, for someone like me to succeed in this way. And the reason why I succeeded is because I found out this truth. And there's still much more that we need to talk about.
Yeah,
but I'm glad we agree on the Mandela effect situation.
I got my next show on when it is. Today, Thursday, Sunday. I'll be again live Sunday at 9 o'clock. So don't use that other email that you used. So we can get the rest of it, because we're about 5 minutes to go on this live stream. I normally cut to an hour because I was told but most people, attention spans is about 15 to 20 minutes, and so I don't go 5 hours. I don't even know how they do it, but I cut it at
So,
9
you know, I have a special request for you to close us out when you're ready.
Go ahead. What's the special?
I want to know if you can switch your usual prayer that you pray everyone out on. I want you to switch it. I want you to switch it into a self-empowerment type of statement. And I'll say it. I'll say it this time. And I just want you to tell me how you feel afterward, after saying it. It's 100% positive, no profanity, but this side just not religious based. Is that okay with you?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So I want everyone to repeat after me in the chat room and in the live chat if you can. That includes you, E-Man.
I gotta hear you first.
I am me. I am free.
Oh, I'm free.
I am a sovereign human being.
I'm a sovereign human being. I agree with that one.
I do not consent to be governed.
I'm gonna wait
and
till
I
you
commit
finish.
no crime.
Okay, I want to see what
as
you're
I
gonna say.
harm no other.
Okay, I got you.
I do not subscribe to labels
I don't
or
subscribe to
dogmatic ideologies.
or ideologies. Oh my God,
I treat everyone
as
brother and sister.
and sisters.
There we go.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I can't see. I was always taught you gotta, or you agree with people, you gotta listen. But I wanted to listen first before I agreed. You know, a lot of people say amen in church. They ain't heard nothing the pastor said. And so, I'm glad that you all came tonight, and I thank you for being my special guest. Hey, Vanessa, you ain't no guest no more. You gonna be part of the crew, okay?
Okay.
All right. You ain't no guest. You done been on 3 shows with me. You part of the crew. So
Tonight was fun.
You come in anytime you want. And I thank you. And if you want to come back in, Solution, you come on in on Sunday, because like I say, everything is good, man. Every aspect. I don't dig on nobody's aspect, because we all in this together, no matter what.
Absolutely, I will be with you 100%, E-Man.
And
I have some ideas for your channel.
I didn't do my song tonight. Dang, y'all messed me up.
We could do it together.
I let you
sing together.
I do it. I do it next
year. Trying to burn us. Sir.
See, I'm making my own
trying to mess up time.
Look at we got a right in here. There we go.
That's assuming it is CERN. I have my theories about what else it could be.
Well, I want to hear since you got a theory, if you're available Sunday.
I got a lot more to share with you, brother, including 12 recommendations that I need for you to listen to, including the plumbing system there.
I want to hear your theory, because hey, this is theories. But I know I know CERN ain't nothing so good. I know that.
E-Man.
Oh yeah.
I need you to keep your eye out on your internal plumbing.
Because they said that this experiment get hotter than the sun and colder than space. And so that means we can blow a hole right into our Earth. So I don't care if they ain't doing it. They don't need to be messing with nothing that get hotter than the sun.
So I need you to keep your eye out on your internal plumbing system.
Yeah. But let me go and get us out of here. And so I thank y'all for sticking with me. And I catch y'all Sunday. Have a nice day. Peace.
All right.
See you Sunday.